I've always prided myself on being fearless. As a traveling sales consultant, I've stayed in countless hotels, sleek, rundown, even some that felt haunted. But none of them had ever unnerved me like this one. It was late October when I found myself in a small town that barely made it onto maps. The hotel was the only one for miles. It was old, its facade crumbling and weathered by years of neglect. The neon sign flickered ominously above, casting a sickly green glow over the cracked pavement. I would have stayed anywhere else if I had a choice, but all that was left was room 13. The receptionist hesitated when she handed me the key. "You're in room 13, she muttered under her breath. "People don't stay there for long." I chuckled nervously. "Why's that?" She didn't answer, just a quick glance, eyes clouded with something I couldn't place. Fear, maybe. When I reached the door to room 13, my hand hovered over the keyhole. A chill ran down my spine. The brass numbers on the door seemed rusted, as if they had been untouched for decades. The air felt thick with something I couldn't describe, like stepping into a place forgotten by time, a space that shouldn't exist. As I lay in bed, sleep refused to come. Every creak of the floorboards, every distant drip of water echoed louder than it should. The walls felt like they were closing in, the temperature in the room plummeting. I pulled the covers tighter, my eyes darting toward the door. That's when I heard it. A faint scratching sound. It started at the base of the door, slow at first, like something or someone was trying to get in. My heart pounded in my chest. I held my breath, listening intently. The scratching grew louder, more frantic. Suddenly, the doorknob jiggled. I bolted upright, eyes wide, but the door didn't open. The scratching stopped as abruptly as it had started. I couldn't stay in bed. I needed to check, to know if someone was playing tricks on me. Slowly, I approached the door. My hand trembled as I reached for the knob. Before I could touch it, a loud bang reverberated from the other side, making me jump back. Something was definitely there, but it wasn't human. The mirror behind me shattered with a deafening crash. I spun around just in time to see a shadow dart across the room, fast, too fast for my eyes to follow. My chest tightened as an icy breeze swept through the room, ruffling the curtains, though the windows were firmly shut. My phone buzzed on the nightstand, its screen lighting up. A message. "Get out. Room 13 is not safe." I stared at the screen, my pulse quickening. There was no number attached. Before I could react, the lights flickered and went out, plunging the room into complete darkness. The scratching resumed. This time, it wasn't at the door. It was inside the room, coming from the walls, the ceiling, the floor beneath my feet. Panic surged through me as the sound seemed to come from everywhere. I backed into the corner, my breath coming in ragged gasps. Something was in here with me. I could feel it, its presence looming, watching. The shadows in the corner twisted unnaturally, contorting into shapes that didn't make sense. A cold, raspy whisper filled the air. "Leave, before it claims you too." I didn't need to be told twice. I ran. Fumbling with the door handle, I yanked it open and bolted into the hallway, not daring to look back. The door slammed shut behind me, echo ringing through the empty corridor. As I reached the lobby, the receptionist looked up, her expression unsurprised. "You made it out," she whispered, almost to herself. "What was that?" I demanded, my voice trembling. She hesitated, then finally spoke. "Room 13. It was never meant to be a guest room. Years ago, something terrible happened there. And now, it's haunted by whatever lingers. Those who stay don't always leave." I left that night, speeding away from the hotel as fast as I could. But even now, I can still hear the scratching in my nightmares, as if room 13 is calling me back.